Hey, boys and girls. Earlier today, we had our office hours on Zoom at 9 o'clock this morning, and I showed the students who came how to do a little bunny craft. And it looks like this out of a sock, and it's really cute. Hunter and I actually made this over the weekend. Um, and then today, we made this together. I showed everybody else how to make one. And so it takes about 5 minutes. And what you need for it, you need first a sock. You probably have a lot of socks that don't have buddies, little lonesome socks lying around. If you can't find the match, you can make it into something else. You need rice. I use minute rice. I don't think it matters what kind of rice you use, but lots of us have that as a staple in our house already, so it's great. And you have to have rubber bands, or you can use twine or string or something around the house that you can tie off the parts. You need scissors, and you also need a marker. And I'll show you why in a minute. But you're going to start with your cup. And I'm going to move this down a little bit. You're going to start with your cup, and you're going to put your sock inside, because that's how you're going to fill that up with rice without making a big old mess all over your house. Now, when I did this earlier, I ended up making a mess anyway. So, you know what? Sometimes messes happen when you're being creative. But I take my little 1/3 measuring cup, and they say to use about a cup of rice. So I would take 3 of these. I sometimes use a little more, a little less, so we just kind of take it little by little. That's why I use a third, because sometimes you don't want to always go by exactly what they say. I have small feet. Maybe I won't need the whole cup. So that was 1/3, and then I kind of shake it down, push it down in there. There's another 1/3. And the last 1/3. All right. So that's about a cup. Now, I don't think I shook all the rice down. That looks a little bit smaller than this friend. If I'm putting them side by side, it's a little bit smaller. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. You can put more in there. You could put less in there. It all just depends on the size of the bunny that you want. I recommend you use a sock that has a cuff on it, though, because then you have a lot of room to make it a little bit bigger and have floppy ears if you want to, which could be really cute. So I'm just going to straight pour it up in there, push it down, and now I have the body and the head of my bunny. Okay, so this is where the rubber bands come in. I'm going to put the first rubber band around just to tie off where the rice ends. So just like you're putting a ponytail in if you're a lady. This is how I do my ponytail every day. And then just kind of smush it down. And then this is going to be the body, and these are going to be the ears. You'll start to see that develop. Then you take in the middle, and you kind of make the head and the body out of your little bunny. Okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter. I like the head to be a little bit smaller than the body, but really it's just up to you. It's your creative license. You take another rubber band and you wrap it around the head part now. Sometimes it's easier to flip it so that you don't have to go over. Oop, that's not got enough give, so I'm going to come back over this way. Sometimes it's easier to go around the rear end part of it so you don't have to pull this through. It's okay if you snap a rubber band if you've got a bag full of rubber bands, but if you've only got 3 rubber bands, you want to be very careful. Okay, so now you're starting to see it take shape. You've got your little ears. We're going to take the scissors and cut those, and I'll show you that in a minute. We've got the head, we've got the body, and we're going to take one more rubber band, and we're going to make a little tail. So you just pinch the rice and make another little circle. Take a small-ish sized rubber band, because you've got a little baby cottontail, and you just tie it around to make a circle. Now you got your body. And once it starts to settle, you won't see the parts of the rubber band anymore. Okay, so now's the time we kind of decide whether we want floppy ears or if we want kind of pointy ears. So we take our scissors and we just cut straight down the middle to that rubber band part. Okay, so I'm going to cut that real quick. Whoop. Try to face that little cottontail. And it does not have to be perfect because once it folds down, it doesn't need to be, nobody's going to be measuring it to see if it's perfect or not. Now, I do recommend you have some sharp scissors because this is really hard to do. I used a pair of dull scissors on the first one that I did with Hunter, and it was a pain in the neck. But you want to go all the way down, and you can have little floppy ears if you want to, or what I recommend is you take your marker. Now, I had a permanent marker, but the closest marker to hand is just this. And you kind of cut off little ear points. So you're going to draw on your ears kind of how you want them to be shaped. So I like it to be a little bit pointy. A little bit pointy. And then I can cut that. Okay. So I take it and I just cut right along where I drew with my marker. And you've got, well, let's turn around this way. You've got not very good example of your ears, but you can kind of play with those. You can cut them down a little bit more. You can cut off the back. I know on this one that I made, I had to cut off a lot more of the fabric because these were really thick woolly socks. And so I just kind of kept cutting it and kept making it nice and neat. So basically those are your steps. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit while I'm talking to you. Now, here's the fun part. You can use whatever you've got lying around the house. Now, I happen to have googly eyes. I happen to have ribbon. When Hunter made his, he found some little potpourri around the house and wanted to put some little lavender. And I like their little faces with googly eyes because they look surprised and not thrilled. But if you don't have those things, you just take a black marker, you make a little dot and a little dot and a little X, and you're done, and it's cute. So hopefully that might be something that you want to do around your house. They're really cute. Hunter can't keep his hands off of them. He keeps carrying them all around the house. And it takes 5 minutes. It's pretty fun. I'd love to do more little fun things like this as we go. So let me know what you think, and maybe we will have some more Zoom conversations next week where we do little crafts like that. All right? Enjoy. Bye.